Sports Lounge 176, Boston Red Sox edition. You got David Schottenkirk, Marshall, Minnesota's own. You got Charlie Hildebrand outside of the Clinton Library down in Little Rock. Where are you at this week, Charlie?
This looks in my father's office right now.
I recommend doing every show that you ever do from that location right there.
I'll see what I can do.
The books.
It does look more presidential this way.
The books are very, very impressive there. It's very good. And how long have you had this Marshall Thundering Herd shirt?
Roughly 36 hours.
36 hours. Let's get a good long look at this thing here. Look at that. Very good. NBA free agency has begun. A lot of shitty players are getting lots of money. Mr. Schottenkirk, do you have problems? People have some problems with this. Where's your stance on how you feel about Mozgov, of all people, getting 50+ million?
It doesn't bother me too much. It is what it is. Obviously, paying for subpar guys isn't ideal, but with the cap situation, it's understandable. They're not overpaying in a sense that the cap's going up again next year, and they're having some of these deals are in order to just make sure they're at the minimum for the salary cap next year. Some deals you just look at it, yep, that's awful. Mozgov, obviously an awful deal. But some of these younger guys that are getting big deals that wouldn't have otherwise, I can't be mad about it. It's just interesting to see if it pans out, if they develop into guys that are worth the money that they're getting. And the flip side of that is I don't know how in the world. I love Mike Conley. I think he's been one of the most criminally underrated guys since he was at Ohio State 10 years ago. But I don't know how in the hell that he deserves the richest deal in NBA history. Part of that is because all the other big guys are still to come yet. But still, interesting times in the NBA. It has been quite what I thought it was going to be. There's still a few big moves to be made. Boston's made a few moves that I really like. Detroit's made a move or two I really like. But overall, we'll see what happens next summer when it jumps again. But it hasn't been quite what I thought it was going to be.
To be fair, for Timothy Mozgov, he was part of one of the biggest comebacks in NBA.
He was there.
Maybe the biggest comeback since Kim Kardashian. Trust me, friends, I watched the video. She had some cum on her back.
And there we go, folks. The 176th in the books. We'll see ya tomorrow night.
I set that up like a week and a half ago. I've been waiting to...
Good Lord.
Marcus, are you with us?
I'm with you.
Are you eating Dunkaroos?
Yep.
He's too hungover to show his face.
Perfect.
I don't know how many times you don't want to show your lousy mug, so why not?
We'll get the old nameplate right there. Charlie, what was anything surprised you here? Free agency, Mozgov, that's our favorite. It seems to me there's 5 different levels here. If you're the shittiest of the shittiest, you'll get a 3-year deal for $18 million. If you're awful, you'll get a 3 or 4 year deal for $10 million each, $10 million a year. If you used to be good like Luol Deng or Joakim Noah, you'll get 4 years, $70, $75, $80 million in that range. If you're very good and all-star like Al Horford, you'll get 4 or 5 years, $100 million. And if you're an all-star like Mike Conley, you'll get the max. You'll get an obscene amount of money. My problem would be someone like a Mozgov should be in that $6 million range instead of that $15 million range. Dellavedova shouldn't be making $10 million. He should be in that $6 million range. What's your kind of idea as far as this salary structure is set up?
I would say that I would agree with your general assessment that it seems like there are levels. And in terms of guys getting paid more than what they're probably worth, I guess I would just say that technically you're worth whatever you can get paid for. So if NBA teams want to make bad deals, then, make bad deals, I guess. And I know we talked about it some in the chat, and kind of like across all. I mean, I don't follow hockey at all, so maybe it's different in the NHL. But my guess is it's not. Is that generally, good teams make better deals than bad teams, and that not universally, but a lot of these deals that you really look at and kind of turn your head sideways, confused, are teams that are not all that good in the first place.
Marcus, like if you give Mozgov, if you go to Mozgov and say, I'll give you $10 million. I mean, who the fuck's gonna say no? No, I'm raising that to 12. I'm sure there's teams out there, but
Yeah, I'm not really
15
sure. I mean, one of the things with Mozgov is they said there weren't a lot of centers out there to be had this time around, and that's mostly true. I mean, Al Horford is the only other guy I can think of right now that is, a guy you want. And then there's Mozgov. I think, I don't know if the Lakers were just that desperate for a center, and it does kind of go back to what Charlie said. You're worth what you can be paid, what somebody will pay for you, and I don't know. I think when there is this money there, Mozgov would be stupid to not ask for it. And I mean, he's probably got a pretty smart agent that's going to say, you know what, we're going to ask for $15 million a year, and it would seem to make more sense to maybe negotiate that down. Where else is Mozgov going to go? I mean, the Lakers are still the Lakers, and so why wouldn't you want to take your chances of playing there? I don't know.
Good deals, David. Would have been some good signings. Al Horford, he's with Boston, seems fairly good.
Yeah, Horford is one of my favorite moves. There's a couple under-the-radar guys. Believe it or not, as far as money-wise and everybody getting paid, your guy from last year, Ish Smith, going to Detroit as a backup is very, very good deal he signed. There's a couple other ones. Conley being the most – Memphis needs to keep him overpaying in a sense, but again, he's all-star caliber guys that they need to stick around if they want to be anything. Not the greatest money-wise. Beal going back to the Wizards, fine by me. Trying to think of two more here. There's been more bad than good, obviously, as you can see that I'm struggling to name any more ones I really like. But Evan Fournier
Whiteside goes back to Miami.
It was Whiteside. That's a good one there. I'm glad they kept him. Whiteside's probably glad that he gets to stay in the same spot for more than a year at a time, too, for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Our second favorite team, the Miami Heat.
Right. Charlie, Marcus.
I think if the Harrison Barnes getting a max contract with Dallas ends up happening, that might end up being a mistake.
He's still young. I don't know how much better he's going to get. It's like, why? I mean, why?
If Barnes is like your third best player on a team, you're probably pretty good. But if you're paying him max money, he's supposed to be one of your best one or two players, and he's probably never going to be that.
Right. Yep.
It's been a few weeks since we've met. Charlie, you have a new NBA team. What went into your decision here? Minnesota Timberwolves. There it is. Old school 1994.
I'm a little sad Stacken's not here, so I can't talk about this with him. I would imagine he'll be super stoked to find out there's another Timberwolves fan.
He's in a whiskey-induced coma right now.
He's dead.
He was dead. He's been revived. He's in the local Moorhead clinic. So.
He's dead again.
And he's dead again. Just in, folks. A lot of young guys. Cole Aldridge, not among them. What do you like about this team? They got Chris Dunn now. It seems like Tony Towns could be an MVP in a couple of years. How hard are you? How hard are you as a Minnesota professional team?
Well, I know in going in to decide, I think this was a while ago now, but I've got a favorite college football team, a favorite NFL team, a favorite Major League Baseball team, and I don't think those will ever change. But my favorite NBA team has changed numerous times. I was a Bulls fan until Jordan left, and then they were so bad for 2 or 3 years. I became a Sacramento Kings fan until the Kings got rid of everybody they had that were good. And then I didn't really have a favorite team. I kind of liked watching Blake Griffin dunk, but didn't really care about the Clippers. And then I just remembered to the chat, I basically said something to the effect of, I could potentially be a Timberwolves fan. It looks like they might have a bright future. Sell me on being a Timberwolves fan. And I don't want I don't remember exactly how Marcus worded it, but it was something to the effect of like, they could be pretty good in the future. It'll be interesting to watch. It'll either work or they'll fall flat on their face, and it'll be funny either way. I was just like, you know what? That works. I'm sold.
Marcus, why would Kevin Durant not go to Golden State? What's keeping him in Oklahoma City?
Prove he doesn't have a pussy.
Whoa, you don't have it. You don't have it, folks.
I mean, I think there is some value in finishing the deal here. I mean, even if you're Durant, I don't know.
Finish the deal?
I think he can. I mean, I'm not crazy hard on Oklahoma City right now, but
you're not.
Not as much as okay. So Bill Simmons says that they should be a heavy favorite to win the title next year if he comes back. I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, I think it's them in Golden State regardless, but I think he sees some value in coming back. I mean, he's not challenged a lot by Oklahoma City or the media or anything. So if he comes back, I mean, it's a pretty safe place for him to be, as opposed to New York or Los Angeles where there'd be a lot more pressure.
How about Oakland?
I mean, Golden State is they're just, I think they're a better team. I'm not sure exactly how he fits in that game, but I think he gives them a lot more versatility offensively. I mean, he's not a dead-eye shooter, but I think he's...
he's as good as a shooter as you
I mean, he's a good shooter. He's a very good shooter.
90, 50, 40 guy.
You're just saying he's not as good of a shooter. He won't be the best shooter on his team.
Right. He's not Klay Thompson. He's not Steph Curry. I mean, that's all I'm saying.
He's a top 5 shooter in the league. He would be the 3rd best shooter on the team.
That's my point. That's my point. Is that he's not...
He's as good of a shooter as there is. Talk about his genitals here, Sean Kirk.
If he stays in Oklahoma City, I have no issue. I actually, unlike Marcus, I love Oklahoma City next year with Oladipo on the team now. Ibaka out of there. They destroyed Orlando in that deal. I still can't believe it got done.
They did. They destroyed him. Oladipo is an improvement to their roster. Sans Ibaka. As far as making them the clear favorites, I'm not going to do that. So that's all I'm saying.
No.
Fair enough. They're probably not the clear favorite, but if anything, everyone was surprised they went 7 this year. I won't be surprised if the Western Conference Finals go 7 next year, and potentially they could pull it out if he goes back. I think that roster, Billy Donovan, showed a lot this year in his first year as an NBA head coach. If Durant decides, okay, I'm going to Golden State, if they don't win a title next year, if he goes to Golden State, it's the greatest collapse in fucking history because there's no reason why the greatest team ever this year that didn't happen to win the title couldn't win it next year with 3 of the top 5 or 7 players, probably 4 of the top 12 players in the entire league on the same fucking team. I wouldn't, for brand-wise, and I don't know if Kevin's really worried about his brand at this point, but brand-wise, going into Golden State and saying, okay, help me, let's get a title or 2, is probably not the best.
Nobody thought Cleveland would win it.
The takes would be strong and hot if Durant goes to Golden State and they do not win the title next year.
They'll be fiery.
I would not wish that on anybody, but would also kind of like to see it at the same time.
Be the greatest thing ever.
Question for everybody, but specifically for Schottenkirk. Which would be more surprising, if Durant goes to Golden State and they do not win the NBA Finals next year, or if the Duke basketball team does not win the NCAA basketball tournament this upcoming season? Which would be more surprising?
Shockingly, and this is going to come back to haunt me, shockingly, I'd go Duke. Be more surprising if they didn't win the NCAA.
Oh, God damn it.
Love Duke. Hard on Duke.
On
Charlie?
that note, I'll be... Wardrobe change coming for me. You don't want to see me change my shirt, so I went away for a second.
Okay, we're going to change it. Get that Nova shirt out here real quick.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
No, you're cutting in and out.
You can hear me now?
No.
Okay.
That's unfortunate because I can hear Krenz.
God damn it.
Well, I'm talking to Charlie, so that's good. I asked Stacken about this, and he said there might be some backlash, like LeBron going to Miami. Would there be any backlash if Durant leaves for what would be hyped as the best team of all time?
Backlash from Durant leaving Golden State. I think there would be some. I don't think it would be as strong. It wouldn't be in the same ballpark as strong as when LeBron left Cleveland the first time. Although I think like somewhere between like 2/3 to 3/4 of that was like the whole ESPN announcement. I think LeBron.
Schottenkirk is just rubbing his mic all over his ass here. This is just
Sorry.
it's like a goddamn blizzard out there.
Does it sound any better now or not?
Sounds a little bit better. There we go.
Winter is coming.
Sorry.
But I think if LeBron would have signed a free agent deal like guys normally do, there would have been. I think the backlash in Cleveland would have been the same. I think everyone else wouldn't have cared quite as much. Kevin Durant doesn't have an ESPN half-hour or hour-long special.
It's coming.
It could.
It's coming.
But if he doesn't do that and just signs somewhere else, and goes to Golden State, I think there will be some, and some people will instantly not like him anymore. But I think most people will just be like, huh, I guess I would have preferred he stayed in Oklahoma City, but I understand why he left to go to get Golden State.
It would
You're
be funny if.
Can I make my point for the 50th time about the decision? I know exactly what everyone's why it didn't
Help
look
the
good.
kids. He's just trying to help the kids, folks.
The fucking millions raised for the Boys and Girls Club. Nobody. I mean, what was so bad about the decision? I know I'm in the 2% minority.
Jim Gray ruined the whole damn thing.
All right, that's fair enough. He's a bitch.
I want Kevin Durant to have a special on ESPN to announce where he's going to play at. I want it to be 2 hours, and I want him to not give any money to charity, and I want him to just do it just because he wants to be better than LeBron.
He'll never be better than LeBron at anything.
I want, whenever he goes to Golden State, I want him to start the we're not going to win 9, not 10, not 11 number.
34-year-old Dwayne Wade can't get anybody, can't get his 2 or 3 year deal. David, what is fair for Dwayne Wade? What would you be willing to pay this broken down old man
Milwaukee
that averaged 19 points last year? 17.
In this market, I think if I was a GM, given Wade's situation, his health issues, I would say probably 2 years for like, I don't know, 32 or 34 million, and just give him maybe a 1-and-1 or just a 2 year deal somewhere, and that would seem fair. I don't know if he's going to get that or not, but I think he probably does deserve at least another couple years because he can still pull up 20 at any given night.
Marcus, why would he want to go to Milwaukee? Why the hell would Milwaukee want him?
Marquette, baby.
Disgusting. Can Marcus hear me?
Nope.
Okay, answer my question.
Why would Dwayne Wade want to go to Milwaukee?
Money.
Why would Milwaukee want Dwayne Wade?
Milwaukee could use some prestige. Dwayne Wade could use the money.
He needs the money.
That's all I got.
He needs the money. Yeah. There you go. So Ginobili's coming back for 1 more year. Tyler Johnson's going to get $12 million. That's fucking ridiculous. Jamal Crawford might go to the Warriors. That'd be interesting. Austin Rivers gets $10 million, which is stupid. Any other? Ryan.
I want to see where Darko Milicic signs.
Anthony Bennett's coming back for a $10 million deal for Sacramento. That'll be 10 years.
Question, Charlie. Who would you rather have, a broken down, one-armed Irving Santana bobblehead in the NBA, or Darko Milicic?
I got the first half. What was the second option?
Darko.
This bobblehead or Darko for the NBA next year.
I'd probably go with the bobblehead.
I mean, John Lure.
Better pick and roll.
John Lure gets $10 million from Detroit. Like, he seems like a $6 million guy. That's who he seems like. Any other guy we're waiting on? Kevin Durant will make his decision in a day or two. Any other guy we're waiting on?
Is DeMarcus Cousins signed somewhere, or is he not a free agent and just wants out of Sacramento?
He just wants out. He'll be a free agent next year.
So he's still under contract. He just doesn't want to be there anymore.
Yeah, until July 1st next year, he'll be in Sacramento unless they find somebody to trade with.
Where's Pau Gasol, future Hall of Famer Pau Gasol, going to go?
He could go anywhere. I think he's still very serviceable for some teams, depending on contract. I don't know if the Knicks are still interested with all the money they've spent already, but that would be a logical spot. There was a murmur of a rumbling that he would consider reuniting with Tibbs in Minnesota, which I would like. That'd be a good guy for the Wolves to have if they want to be in that 8 or 7 or 8 seed talk this upcoming year, like people think they might be. I still think they're a year away, but again, money-wise, if you bring in Powell, I mean, the Wolves are probably, I'm not going to guarantee, but they should be a playoff team if he comes in.
Where's his brother play now?
He's still in Memphis.
Could they both play in Memphis?
Maybe.
That town ain't big enough for the both of them.
That's probably true.
It's funny. It's really funny because everyone thinks Powell's a better brother, but Mark's probably had a better career if you really look at the numbers.
Somebody asked Marcus about trading Ricky Rubio.
Marcus, what do you think about the Timberwolves trading Ricky Rubio, possibly?
I can now hear Krins better.
Anyway,
So I
we're
heard
back
that
in the
question
game.
twice. But
We're back in the game.
I think, I honestly think it can happen at any point now. I mean, he's gotten his run. I think he's a fine player. There's the flaws that are in his game are going to be the flaws for the rest of his career. I just don't see him improving his shooting too much more over the remainder of his career. And I just think the future, given what they have on the team and where this roster is going, I think it's becoming clear that he's not ultimately going to be a part of it, and I think that's fine. So if they want to trade him now, if they want to trade him in February, I think that's perfectly fine.
You're saying you're comfortable with Chris Dunn?
What's that?
You're saying you're comfortable with Chris Dunn?
I mean, I am, and I think the ultimate plan would be to see what happens here and then make a trade in February, or hopefully he's coming along. He's kind of the same way. His shooting isn't amazing either, but he's pretty good defender, good playmaker. So I'd like to see that potentially happen.
How much does Rubio have left on his contract? Just 1 year?
Yep.
What if I say, seeing how much money all these free agents are getting, and I don't know, I'm just assuming that since it's Minnesota sports, it seems like most of the Minnesota owners don't go as crazy as the top-end owners in general with free agency. But seeing at how much more guys are getting expected, would it be maybe a better bargain to keep Rubio for a whole year as opposed to getting someone who maybe would cost more but not be any better?
Like a Thaddeus Young, everybody.
Rest in peace, Thad Young.
Well, I would say, you're probably not gonna re-sign him. So I don't know what would be. I don't know what you're gonna get for him. And I don't know what like Rubio, is he gonna get $15 million next year? Yeah, I don't know what the market would be for him, and I guess it just kind of depends what you're going to get for him. If you're going to get Kevin Jepson, I'd say keep Rubio. One final deal, Rajon Rondo. Where's he going to go?
Kentucky.
Kentucky. Can he go back to Kentucky?
Nah, their point guard that they're going to have this year is probably better anyways.
Better than Rondo. I'd be okay with my Bulls picking up Rondo. That'd be okay with me. We'll have to see there.
Who's left on the Bulls right now? Butler's still there.
Jim Butler. Jim Butler's going to play 55 minutes a night. Jim Butler at Valentine from Michigan State. See if he's a guy. I lose Noah, Rose, Gasol, Doug McDermott. He's around. Taj Gibson, I like Taj Gibson. They could use a point guard. They don't got a point guard. They don't got anybody down low. So they should sign some guy. I would like to maybe Al Jefferson. That would have been a good signing, Al Jefferson, for a couple of years before he dies. But Bulls probably going to be 500 here for a while.
Circling back around real quick, and you mentioning Al Jefferson just triggered off my brain. I mentioned LaMarcus. I really, really like what the Pacers did, not only in free agency, but with acquiring Jeff Teague from the Hawks. Teague and Jefferson on their roster with Paul George still there. New coach, still don't know why they got rid of Frank Vogel, but they did. But again, that roster is better than it has been when they were making runs in the playoffs. I think Indiana's going to be back to being a second-round team in the East next year anyways.
In Atlanta,
rest in peace, Frank Vogel.
I hope Atlanta's bad for a long time.
It's always Atlanta sucks, period.
Hasn't worked out great everywhere he's been so far in the NBA? Wait, no.
He has left every place better than when he started there. Absolutely. I mean, look at Orlando. The shootings in Orlando happened post-Howard. No coincidence.
I saw somebody compare Atlanta's previous roster, like the roster they ended last season with, to the roster they'll carry into this season. Like last year's roster is a safe Toyota Camry, and this year's upcoming roster is like a Dodge Charger that has no brakes. Because you've got Dennis Schroeder and you've got Dwight Howard. You still got I think Millsap, and there's Kent Bazemore still. So, but it's and there's one guy I'm missing, obviously, but they have a potential to still be fun, but also extremely dangerous in a bad way.
Certainly more volatile.
Mid-season of baseball, Schottenkirk. We're midway through the season. Looking at our picks. National League, same boring shit. Same 4 or 5 teams are always good. American League, we've done much better this year, knowing what the hell is going to happen in the American League.
I mean, there's no way we could have done worse than last year.
There's almost literally no way we could have done worse. Everybody got on board here. A lot of people picked Cleveland. A lot of people picked the Astros. First half of the baseball season, it seems very clear who the 4 best teams in each league are, at least halfway through. Do you expect that to change at all here over the last 3 months? I think we're pretty cut and dry right now, as far as we can be.
National League, I would agree that it's pretty well set in stone. In the American League, I still think there's quite a bit of wiggle room potential for a few teams to move in or out. As far as races are concerned, the American League are, to me, a hell of a lot more intriguing. I've been more interested in this first half of the baseball season than I have been in a few years. I don't know if that's just because I've decided to follow it and be okay and content with who's ever good and who's ever bad or what. It's been fine. All-Star game next week. We'll see. I'll get into it heavy for a month or two with college football starting and drop out until the playoffs.
Mets are ahead of the Cubs in the second inning, 8-1.
Good.
Marcus, any American League team not in the playoffs going to make it? Rangers lead the deal. Indians have a 6-game lead. Baltimore's up by 4. Your wild cards, a Boston-Kansas City tie with my Astros, a half game out. Do you like the Astros to get in there? Do you like the Blue Jays to get in there to knock either Boston or Kansas City out of the deal?
I mean, I would just err on the side of one of those 5 teams changing hands here before the wild card position's probably changing hands in some regard before we get to the end of the season. But if it were those 5 teams right now, I'd be fine with that. I do have an affection for the Blue Jays. I'd love to see 5 games of Blue Jays Rangers just to see those 2 teams.
We saw it already. We saw them, and they killed each other.
Yeah, I want to see 5 games of it in the playoffs again, and then we can have a lot of hand-wringing about how they're ruining the game and all this. And so that's what I would like to see.
National League, you got Washington, the Cubs, the Dodgers. Seem pretty set there. Mets Dodgers wild card. Giants lead that division. Cubs, great start. Slowed down quite a bit. Chance the Giants could overtake them here for the for best record or time here today or tomorrow. Charlie, can the Cubs keep on this pace? The Giants, they've been playing really well as of late. It seems like those would be your two favorites for the top seed in the National League. Are the Cubs still a heavy favorite, or I like the Giants to win the whole thing? What chance do you give the Giants of winning more than the Cubs?
Well, it seems like the Cubs have really mirrored the other Chicago team, just doing it later in the season. So I guess I would say, I mean, it seems like when you're challenging history, when you've been bad so long without winning a World or even going to a World Series as the Cubs, and I'm just big picture. It seems to me like there's rarely years where it's just like, oh yeah, we just kind of did it. It's either like you break the streak by destroying the field and winning the World Series in a sweep, like the Red Sox did, or it's like, wow, all these breaks that always go against us, we finally got. And this year, we got 7 different breaks that we needed, and it finally went our way, and we barely won. And as of now, it doesn't seem. I mean, I don't think the Cubs are gonna. I'm telling you, I guess, long story short, I've already rambled too much. I think the Giants are gonna overtake them.
The Giants overtaking the Cubs. Mets got the last wild card. They're a game and a half over my Marlins. My Phillies only 8 games back, so that'll be good there. And Cardinals a game behind, so we got to fucking deal with the Cardinals all the damn time. Trade deadline 4 weeks away. We like that. Any move, Schottenkirk? I'm going to mention one move specific here, but any moves or any positions that contenders should fill here coming up?
There's a few guys I've got my eye on, one of which, probably the biggest of which, is Sonny Gray in Oakland. See if the team tries to make an offer for him to improve their rotation for this year.
Any team or just? Okay, I don't know if I didn't know if you mentioned a team or not.
Oh, I haven't mentioned it, but I mean, there's a few teams that could use another starter of his caliber. Austin has been struggling here recently. Pitching's not been very good. That would help their rotation a lot. That's pieces they can give up. Maybe a National League team that feels like they're kind of halfway in contention could use one more piece. I think Sonny Gray in the National League would be better than he is. He hasn't been that great this year. He's still long-term a guy that I really like. Other than that, that's the only real big name for me.
Could anybody possibly trade for Bumgarner to be their DH in the American League? I think that'd be a great idea. Angels need a DH because Pujols isn't dead yet, so we need a DH there. My specific trade here: Cubs getting one of the Yankees bullpen guys. That's something that you would expect. Will the Yankees trade one of their 3? More specifically, Chapman or Miller? They trade one of those 2 guys here coming up.
Yeah, I think the Yankees are move one of those guys. The Cubs had scouts in New York last year. Chapman would be fine. I think I'd rather prefer Miller long term for a team like the Cubs. He seems most logically there could be some suitor that comes out of nowhere and takes one of the 2 of them. But I think the Yankees might finally be realizing that the way their roster is right now, with all the old position players that are hurt 95% of the time, they're not going to do anything. So might as well try to get something and start over in a sense, because that's, even though they are right around.
Like Cubs would be something there. Washington could use a bullpen piece. Everybody besides the Twins could use a new bullpen guy. Is what could happen there. Jepson, designated for assignment, so he's dead. Was this a long time coming probably here? Because I don't know what happened to him, but he was great last year in the 2 months, and he was as bad as Matt Camp has ever been.
Yeah, to illustrate how bad it is and to make it you pour salt into the wound, the guy that you traded for him is going to be futures in a few days, so that just is a kick in the nuts. But he, not good, and I'm kind of surprised it went as south as it did, as quickly as it did. It's unfortunate. I don't think he's a bad guy, just the way they continue to use him in situations they probably shouldn't have used him. Not fun, but I mean, I'm sure he'll go somewhere and become good again because that's what the Twins have done in the last 5 or 6 years.
Clayton Kershaw's got a back issue, Charlie. Is he the favorite for the MVP right now? 1.79 ERA. By far the best pitcher going right now. And offensively, Chris Bryant's hitting a bunch of home runs. But there's really nobody on these contenders offensively. Bryce Harper's not as good as he was last year. Daniel Murphy's hitting 350. Eamon's guy, Wilson Ramos, hitting 335. Would you have Kershaw as your MVP?
I mean, back issues aside, I would say as of now, hopefully that does not hinder him the rest of the season. But I mean, it seems like he's basically, other than Jake Arrieta for a point in time over the last years, he's basically just like head and shoulders over everyone else over like the last 4 or 5 years. So yeah, I'd go with Kershaw.
Marcus, American League MVP. Anybody pique your interest? Big Dad's having a good year.
Big Dad having a great year. It's being reiterated to me. I think it was last weekend we were looking at some of the leaders who was good, and Ian Desmond is having an inexplicably good year for the Rangers, but I don't know if he's an MVP guy. So maybe Big Dad at this point. I can't really think of anybody else, but in the American League, it might
Josie Altuve.
No.
Josie Altuve hitting 355.
What the hell do you got?
Runs, steals.
He's short or what?
He plays on the Astros. The Astros.
Yeah, they emphasize ass some more. I like it.
Ass.
And dribbles.
Not to interrupt, but I'm going to, so I guess maybe to interrupt. But the MVP is the most valuable player on it. Usually a team that's very good. But the best player, stats-wise, still in the American League is Mike Trout. That's not close.
Mike Trout.
He's having another great year.
Let's lose 90 games. Let's lose 90 games. He won't win it this year if they lose 90 games.
Right, but that doesn't mean that he probably shouldn't be honored as the best player in the fucking league, even though the rest.
Well,
how many games would they lose if he was not playing for them, though?
92.
118.
But hey, he'll win an ESPY next year.
A WAR of 28, that'd probably be pretty good for a season.
He'll win an ESPY for most outstanding something for next year.
Got 2 trivia questions if you guys want them.
Yes.
I'm good with one. It appears Krenz might not be, but
Travis Lewis.
Krenz dead.
yeah,
God.
he's dead.
Wait for him to come back before I spoil it.
It's good because I couldn't hear him again now anyway, so it's working out.
He always bitches.
You mentioned the ESPYs. How are the ESPYs still a thing, and does anyone still watch the ESPYs anymore?
I don't usually watch Pardon the Interruption, but the other day, or I mean I like the show, but I don't usually. I'm usually at work, and I was home the other day, and they had like I'm like, oh, it's 4:30, I'm gonna watch it, and then they're doing like they were like breaking down each topic of the ESPYs, like best moment, best all this. Who would you pick for this certain award? I'm like, God damn it, and obviously that was probably a corporate hand down. Hey, you're going to talk about this today, but that kind of ruined it.
Trying to think. It's been a long time since I've watched the ESPYs.
I do not watch them.
Like, and before, I don't think I ever planned on watching them. I just used to watch ESPN more, and there were times that I would just be like, oh, this is on, I guess I'll watch it. But it's probably been, I don't know, 7 or 8 years since I've watched it last.
I mean, it's quite purposely on a day when there's literally nothing else going on, right after the All-Star break. So and there's only like WNBA games, so there's usually not much on TV.
That's true. I don't know. I just think it's funny with some things when people are like, "Oh, I can't believe this person got an ESPY for this," and I'm just like, Why do you care in the first place?
Yeah, why does it matter?
This isn't. If you want to say like that about like the Heisman Trophy or the Academy Awards, whether I agree or not, I can at least understand it. But I don't think anyone's been like, "Oh man, I didn't think he was that good, but that ESPY he got really changed my mind."
How could they?
I propose that each sport has awards at the end of their season to recognize their best players. They should do that instead of having the ESPYs.
You ready for trivia or not?
Before I cut out, I don't know if you heard me. Yeah, we'll do trivia. Schottenkirk seemed like it was going to be Arrieta and Sale, your starting pitchers for the All-Star game. Now probably shouldn't be. Who would be your starters? What Cleveland starter are you picking? And what guy besides Kershaw?
Cleveland guy, Kluber hasn't been great today, but he's been really good the last few weeks. He might be semi-deserving if it's not Sale.
Salazar,
again, yeah, that's hard on Cleveland pitching. They've been very good, obviously, up until yesterday. They had won 14 straight games, but in the NL, other than Kershaw, I can honestly, for me, last few years, I haven't cared who started. I mean, Keuchel started last year for the AL. I don't know if he should have or not.
John Lester got killed today, so.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot. Whoever starts, I'm sure will be fine. I'll watch anyways and enjoy the All-Star game for what it is.
It's for home field advantage in next year's NBA Finals.
Dang.
Cleveland Warriors, Part 3.
MVP gets the next. That city gets the, or wherever the MVP plays, that city gets the next NFL draft.
Nice.
So the baseball All-Star game?
Yep.
It's going to be in LA again. Winner of the All-Star game, city winner MVP guy gets the next year's Republican National Convention for 2020.
Hell, LeBron's walking out of Cleveland with the Republican nomination. The way things are right now, he's the biggest winner in Cleveland in decades.
Him and Bernie Kosar, number 1, number 2. Trivia questions. You'll ask a question, we'll answer them. Some will be right, some will be wrong.
This first one's kind of convoluted, but it should be.
God damn it.
It's pretty convoluted, but I think it'll actually provide for more intrigue because there's multiple ways you can get the answer correct.
Spell Delamanova.
I had 2 questions, both relating to our favorite Major League Baseball All-Star game next Tuesday. I'm not going to do the same ones we did last year because we've done that before.
Who hit the home runs?
That was fun last year, but thankfully I remember we did it. We're not doing it again for the first time.
Shane Hopart.
Going to go back to the year 2000. So the last 16 All-Star games from 2000 to last year, 2015. There's been obviously MVP every year. There's been an AL starter every year, an NL starter every year, an AL manager every year, and an NL manager.
Good God Almighty.
All you have to do is name me either the MVP, either one of the starters, or either one of the managers the last 16 All-Star games.
Starter, manager, MVP.
MVP. Anybody, and once if you say a certain manager, he's been manager 10 times, obviously he's gone for. So we'll start with my favorite, Charlie.
Let's see. I will go with one that I would kind of like to save, but want to at least get a few on the board before I start guessing. So I will say that at least one time, Ozzie Guillen has been the manager.
That's a good one.
One time, that would be 2006. Travis.
Noted drunk, Tony La Russa.
Tony La Russa, a couple times, yes. Marcus.
I'll go with Ned Yost.
Run on managers has continued, yes, last year.
I will go with Terry Francona.
Francona, the managers are quickly exiting the board, yes.
Mike Trout.
Mike Trout, MVP the last 2 years, yep.
Marcus
Marcus.
Trexler, DDS.
It's my turn?
Yes,
Yep.
it is.
Hello?
Hello, Houston. Hello.
Jesus Christ. Anybody can hear me?
I
We can all hear you.
hear us, Traxler.
No, I can't.
Some
I can hear
people
Charlie. I can't hear Travis, and I used to be able to hear Schottenkirk.
can never hear me. Well, you tell your question to Charlie. Charlie will steal your
Who was
answer.
it that, okay, well, who was it that Travis said again?
Mike Trout.
Yeah, Mike
Oh,
Trout.
Mike Trout. Okay, all right. All right. I'll go with Bruce Bochy.
Bruce Bochy, yeah, 3 times last 5 years.
Now, this is the part, like, I can think of a lot of guys like faces, but I don't remember what a lot of guys' names are. So I'm going to assume that at least one time since 2000, Pedro Martinez has started.
Ooh.
Very, very, very good guess, but unfortunately the last All-Star game Pedro Martinez started was in 1999.
Well, it was fun, guys. I enjoyed my short run.
Tell Marcus that I say Joe Torre.
Bryn said Joe Torre.
Is that
Okay.
right?
Traxler, did you hear that?
I heard you. I didn't hear. I assume that was right.
Yes.
It was correct.
I will go with Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro MVP 2007, yes.
Correct.
Clint Hurdle.
Clint Hurdle 2008, yes.
Bryn said Clint Hurdle, and it was correct.
I will go with the Coke Man, Ron Washington.
Ron Washington, yes.
Correct.
We like him. Dallas Keuchel.
Dallas Keuchel last year, yes.
Crin's correctly said Dallas Keuchel.
I will go with Felix Hernandez.
Yes.
Matt Harvey.
Yes.
A couple years ago.
Crin's correctly said Matt Harvey.
Roy Halladay.
Yep.
Future lung cancer dyer. Jim Leland.
Yeah, 2007.
Crin's correctly said Jim Leland.
I will go with Charlie Manuel.
Charlie Manuel, yes.
Chuck.
Should have remembered him. I have the same name as him.
Let's see here. 3, 4, 5, 6.
A lot of MVPs still on the board.
A lot of them.
A lot of NL starters still on the board, too.
A lot of them. I like our managers. Dusty Baker.
Dusty Baker, 2003, you bet.
Crin said Dusty Baker and was correct.
I'll go with David Price.
David Price, yes, 2010.
Correct.
Stacken's favorite manager, Mike Scioscia.
Yeah, 2003.
Crin said Mike Scioscia.
All right, I've got him for now, so
Okay.
for the time being. I will go with Michael Young.
Michael Young, great one, 2006, you bet.
Terry Collins.
Terry Collins. No, not yet.
We're waiting for him.
I'm going with an ace in the hole, Ubaldo Jimenez.
Ubaldo Jimenez, yes, 2010. Nobody said Randy Johnson. Nobody said Roger Clemens. Nobody
Randy
said
Johnson. I said it. I just said it. Randy Johnson.
Okay. Kurt Schilling, Cliff Lee, Ben Sheets, Lincecum, Verlander, Scherzer, Miguel Cabrera, Prince Fielder, Tejada, Soriano, Garrett Anderson, fucking Garrett Anderson, Jesus Christ. Cal Ripken, Derek Jeter, David Wells, I'll stop.
I thought about Ripken and then forgot about him. As same with Randy Johnson. Was there a guy who was a pitcher for the Dodgers somewhere between like 03 and 06 or 07 that started?
Dodgers 03. Let's see here. Yeah, 2003. And let's see. Nope, never mind.
Oh, so the guy I was thinking of didn't even do it in the first place. So.
You're telling me Esteban Loaiza never started an All-Star game?
He did.
He did, but he wasn't for the Dodgers. He was with somebody else, yeah.
White Sox.
Yeah. And 2003. MVP was Garrett Anderson. AL starter was Esteban Loaiza. NL starter Jason Schmidt. Jesus Christ.
Jason Schmidt. You got another one.
Okay, I got another one. This one is probably more convoluted, believe it or not. So.
Way to go.
Fun times here in the USA. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back to 1995 for this one. Any All-Star since 1995 on either the American League or National League team. Any.
God damn it.
Fuck you. I mean,
Any player that's played in an All-Star game.
You gotta be shitting me.
You
gotta be shitting.
Since 95. Yep, you bet. There's probably 300 plus answers here.
What the fuck are we doing here?
What the fuck are we doing here? What else do you want to do?
How about this? 3? Could you get? I don't know. This is gonna take a coon.
All right, fine. Okay, we'll trim it down. Well, how about I start in a year and we go around the horn twice? And
A
everyone
year?
else get it.
No.
Well, I'll say 2000 All-Star game. We'll start with somebody. He names anybody on the 2000 All-Star team. Go to the next guy, then I'll go to a different year and see if we can go year by year.
No.
Do we have to get one right per year?
Yeah.
What if we do this? You start somewhere, and they are given a random year by Schottenkirk to start with. And then if they get it right, the person that goes next, the person who just got it right, has to say, all right, you got to pick someone from this year, though.
I like
Okay.
it.
That's
I
better.
like it.
That's better.
I like
So it's
that.
basically going to be you two pretty quickly. But
That's a
think we'll
much
go.
better idea. I appreciate you correcting my horrible.
It's garbage.
I appreciate the input tracks. Right? First one to say, oh, never mind, I won't give it up. So we're gonna go. Do you want to start in '95 or do you want to start in 2000?
You pick the year and the guy, and then the guys take it from there.
I mean, if we're doing it this way, I don't know why we're doing it in '95. We should be able to do it for any year.
Any
1933.
fucking year. Any year.
Okay, fine, we'll do that then. We'll start 1990 for somebody. Jesus Christ, let's do this shit.
Any year that's ever existed where baseball has been played.
Marcus, name me a 1990 All-Star.
You want me to name a 1990 All-Star?
Yes.
Okay.
This is actually going to be more difficult than you guys think, but whatever.
1990 All-Star. I'm going to guess. Let's see. Roberto Alomar.
Fucking A. This is a bad idea. No, not 1990.
Mark McGuire.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Yep, 1990. You got it. My bad.
All right.
So who goes next?
I would assume you would.
And then Marcus names the year?
And then Marcus gets to pick a year for me.
So any year between 1990 and now. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Charlie, name an All-Star from 1999.
1999. I will go with Pedro Martinez.
Good.
Yes, correct.
For
You
current,
pick-
let's see. I mean, I don't know. For Crins, I will say 2015.
Last year,
Correct.
Dallas Keuchel made the All-Star team last year.
Correct.
He was the starting pitcher. We're gonna go 19. We're gonna go 2005. We can name multiple years sometime around this. Probably.
Yes.
05. Tell Mark. Yes.
2005 All-Star.
Yep.
I will guess. That was in Chicago, correct?
I was in Detroit.
It was in Detroit. Shit.
Shoot.
Well, I'm still gonna guess him. I'm gonna guess Mark Burley.
I love you're making this more difficult. Instead of saying Alex Rodriguez, you pick Mark.
That's right.
Yes, Mark really is right, but my God, it's just
Cole Hamels, no hitter through one.
oh boy.
Charlie, name an All-Star from 2009.
2009. Okay, so let's see.
Don't guess Alex Rodriguez, please.
2009. I still lived in that house. So around that time frame.
Good at baseball.
Or who played for somebody that was
Shit.
fairly good, but that everyone wanted to vote because they were a really well-known name.
That was like 5 years before everybody liked the Royals. And thought they
I
were
will say in 2009 that Albert Pujols was my
Royals.
Albert Pujols, yes, 2009.
Pujols.
I've only read his name. I've never heard it before. Just kidding. I knew it was Pujols, but I thought it'd be fun. So for Crins, I will say 1992.
Tony Gwynn,
92, Tony Gwynn, yes, sir.
noted tobacco dog. He was a non-survivor of the tobacco. But tobacco killed him. 1991. Who was the folk? 91.
1991. I'm going to go with Kirby Puckett.
Yeah, them but it. Also noted wife beater. Good.
Kirby Puckett, 1991.
And we'll see you tomorrow night.
Will the Twins get a hit first, or will someone get one wrong here?
I'd say someone gets one wrong. Pretty easy.
Well, Buxton's not up to the third inning here, so we got some time.
Charlie, 1994 All-Star Game.
1994. Was 94 the strike shortened year?
It was.
Yes.
I've been waiting for an early to mid-90s one so I could say Frank Thomas.
Frank the Tank Thomas, 1994 All-Star.
Can I say Tony Gwynn again or not?
If you want to, sure, but that just ruined another. If we go back to 94, Gwynn's off the board.
Okay. So we can't, once you say a guy, we can't use him again?
Right.
That maybe quicken it up a bit here?
That's fine by me.
Okay.
I maybe said this before, but I like that Frank Thomas's nickname was the Big Hurt, and it worked really well. And then he started getting hurt all the time, and it worked that well.
Whose turn is it?
I am ready to go.
No, yeah, I got to give you a year. Let's say 2002.
Torrey Hunter. Torrey Hunter.
Yes.
The catch. Folks, he made a good catch. Uh, 2008. Marcus Draxler, 2008.
Let's see. 2008.
Played at Yankee Stadium.
Somebody scored a winning run. Somebody did something.
Yankee Stadium. I will go with the very obvious Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
Thank you. Yes.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Pick a year for Charlie.
Charlie, give me an All-Star from 1997.
1997. I will say Ken Griffey Jr.
This is going to be the longest trivia question in history. I love it.
Nice going, dummy.
Well, we've cut it down. We've cut it down considerably.
22 minutes until France and Iceland, so we got to get this shit moving.
Get it done.
Iceland plus 5.5.
Jesus Christ.
I'm ready.
Oh yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting.
That was your idea.
I know, and I'm embarrassed by that. I will say I met Krenz in 2010, so I'll say 2010.
I don't know. Joe Mauer?
Yeah. Joe Mauer, 2010.
I go Marcus Traxler, 96. Marcus Traxler, 96.
1996. I will go with.
1896. Come on.
1896.
What are you talking about?
Haas
Can't hear you.
Three Fingers Brown.
I'm going to go with John Smoltz.
Ooh, Smoltz.
Intriguing, guys. Yes. 62,000 people that year in Philly for the All-Star game. Jesus Christ.
Year for Charlie, 2014.
2014. So 2 years ago.
I'll give you $1,000 if you name one certain guy.
I propose we end this in 5 minutes.
I will say that Amon's guy, Mike Trout, was an All-Star 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. For Krenz, I'm trying to think of years we haven't done yet. I don't think we've done 95.
95? Matt Williams.
Appreciate the effort. Still looking. Yes, Matt Williams. Holy shit.
Considering he was
that name in a long time.
Considering he was on pace for 60 home runs, I would hope to fuck he made the All-Star team that year. 2013, M. Traxler, DDS.
2013. Give me a guess.
Trevor Vermillion.
It was at Citi Field. I will guess Miguel Cabrera.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got it.
How about we just abort this right now because this is a train wreck.
Charlie, 2014. Do it again.
2014 again?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
My offer still stands, Charlie. If you name a certain guy that made the All-Star team, I'll give you $1,000.
2014, it was in Minneapolis.
Yep.
Was it in Minneapolis?
Yep.
Yep. Okay.
They really didn't promote it very well.
I will go with Kurt Suzuki.
Asian Kurtz.
That was close to who I was going to give you $1,000 for.
He got the 1,000. Hand it over.
He didn't quite get it. If you would have said Sean Doolittle, I would have given it to you.
What about Alan Craig?
Nah, close. If you would have said Pat Neshek was losing pitcher in that game, I might have considered it too.
Krenz, 2007.
Ryan Howard.
Yes. I'm glad we're actually more quickly now.
Huh?
End the game. End it.
Just
All right,
fucking end it.
here's what I propose. What do you have in front of you? A Wikipedia thing, or what do you have in front of you?
I've got all the rosters going back to the 1800s for All-Star.
What a loser.
Well, here's what I propose. From now on out, you have to name the year and the starting position. So if I say Marcus, who was the starting second baseman in 2001? That's what you have to answer.
Probably go quicker that way.
You get 2 strikes. You get 2 strikes.
Do you want to set a year limit that's sooner, or should we still go with 90?
Within the last 30 years, 1990, 25 years.
Deal. Let's do that.
So you get 2 strikes and you're out. Everybody's on board here. Second baseman, what the hell did I say?
Okay.
Well, what year? Second baseman, 2002.
You
For
want
the
the
American League. For the American League.
2002 American League second baseman. Let's see here. 2002.
Cut the shit. Cut the shit.
Cut the shit. Starting you American League.
Oh, Twins got a hit. End it. Twins got a hit.
Alfonso Soriano.
Alfonso Soriano. Good guess. Good guess.
Holy shit! Yes.
I was going to say, the second you said it, I was like, yep, there's a pretty good chance that's the right answer.
Marcus?
Charlie. Name the starting right fielder for the American League in 1997.
1997, starting right fielder in the AL. I don't even remember if this guy played right field or not. He may have been an outfielder. He was in the American League, good enough to be the All-Star. I'll say Juan Gonzalez.
Ooh, look at this.
Not bad.
Good, very, very good guess, but no, it was David Justice from Lucas.
Jesus Christ.
Picked the wrong black outfielder from the AL.
But just got 3 outfielders. It was either David Justice or Brady Anderson, so either way, no. Because Griffey was in center, obviously.
So do I
Strike
pick one?
one.
So do you not have the left-right designation? It just says outfield?
If I know which position they play, but no, I just have the 3 outfielders right now. I don't have left or right, but if I know someone's a left fielder, I'll give you credit for it.
All right.
Otherwise, I can look real quick.
Okay.
So I pick for Krenz now.
Yes.
Yep.
Let's go. When I'm not going to do it, but when was the first MLB All-Star game? Just so I know how far. Oh, no, you said it. Never mind.
1990.
99. Okay.
I think it was
Let's
33.
go.
1934. Who was it?
Let's go. Let's go. Who was the starting National League catcher in 1994?
Mike Piazza.
That's pretty good. Probably right.
Shit.
Was he rookie that year?
Shit.
Trying to get to it.
We're looking.
Piazza, 94, yes.
Good.
It's amazing how difficult things are to find on the internet. Should
Oh,
find
fuck
something
it.
easier.
Marcus, name me the starting closer in 06. The starting National
What is
League. Who was the first base coach in 06?
God damn it! Come on.
He didn't play
Shortstop,
with the league.
American Association. 06 National League shortstop.
2006 National League what?
Shortstop.
Shortstop. National League. 2006.
Not Jeff Jenkins. Not Jeff Jenkins.
I'm gonna guess.
Maybe Jane Segura. Maybe Jane Segura. I like this format for future questions.
I'm gonna guess Jose Reyes.
Holy fucking Christ! Yeah,
Ah,
That wasn't
I guess
right,
we
was
went
it?
Jimmy Rollins.
was. Absolutely was. Jose Reyes, Mets, 2006, shortstop starter, NL All-Star team. You bet.
Charlie down to his final strike.
Charlie's gonna guess 2004 National League third baseman.
Hmm.
He deserves bonus points if he gets this one right.
This is a tough one.
National League,
I've got a guess.
2004. I can think of first baseman, and I can think of outfielders, and I can think of pitchers.
That's why I gave you third base.
I can think of third baseman in the American League, but not in the National League. I will go with I don't know. Let's Darko Milicic. I can't even think any third baseman from 12 years ago in the NL. Is it? No. Okay, no. Wait. Hold on. I just thought of one. I don't know if this is the answer. I'm not using Darko Milicic. I'm going to say Chipper Jones.
Chipper Jones.
Who?
Chipper Jones.
Larry Jones.
Chip Jones. Great catch, but no, not that.
I'll guess Scott Rowland.
Scott Rowland, correct. Bang, downtown.
What?
I don't even know who
Jesus
that is.
Christ. Charlie's out. He still gets to do. I mean,
Let's duel. So let's get it cracking.
crack, and we got to watch men run around for 2 hours. Let's go.
So does Traxler pick for Krenz, or do I pick one last time? For
You
Krenz?
pick one last time.
Let's go with the starting. How about let's go with the starting pitcher in 2008
For what side?
for the National League.
Adam Wainwright.
Building up this. Still building. No.
And who was it?
Fucking computer.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Probably Terry Mulholland.
Jake Peavy? Or Jake Peavy?
Ben Sheets. Ben.
Tim
fuck-
Lincecum. Fuck you,
Ben.
Ben Sheets. Fuck you, Ben Sheets.
Anybody still
I
there?
guess Ben Sheets is the wrong answer like a month ago.
1990. No. 1992. American League. Starting pitcher.
You want me to guess that?
Sure.
I'm gonna guess because I really have no idea. I'm gonna guess Jack Morris. Anybody there?
I'm still here.
Okay,
Jack Morris?
that's what I guessed. Yeah,
No, that's not right. Sorry.
Who was it?
I got it wrong.
1992, starting pitcher again. I'm having to look all this shit up separate because I lost my head. No big deal.
I can't hear anything you guys are saying now.
It sounds like he's still searching for who the correct answer is.
Okay, all right. Gonna need Charlie as a translator here.
What I want Charlie as a translator to do is when we translate, I'll talk for like a minute, and then whatever I say, translate it into like 10 seconds.
Kevin,
You would be like the weather guy in Family Guy. Be like, it's raining outside.
not that it matters at this point, but it was Kevin Brown.
Kevin Brown. Look out, boys. We got one apiece here. Just for that.
All right, let's see. Center fielder, National League, 2008.
Carlos Beltran.
You're gonna hate this one. No, it was a Chicago Cub that had one good year and went to obscurity.
The Asian guy?
Yes. Kosuke Fukudome.
Fuck you, Dome. Fuck you, Dome.
Fuku Dome.
There you go. That's it, folks.
Marcus got one more for the winter water, and I lost.
I got 2 strikes.
Well, Marcus thought he's not gonna get this one wrong. He's gonna name one more right, doesn't he?
What now?
Last question, we'll give it to
Traxxas, since it's over. 1978 starting catcher, American League.
All right. 1978 American League catcher. Gonna need some time here.
Did Thurman Munson die yet? I feel like Thurman Munson may have died.
Davis split.
I don't know if this was pre. This had to be post Pete Rose ruining Ray Fosse, right?
I do.
Correct.
I do like that Marcus can't hear me. That's nice.
I can't fucking hear you. No.
But yet he answers me when I talk, which is the goddamn. I feel like I'm.
I can hear like half of what you're saying. About 30%. It's terrible.
The Blacks. Look out for the Blacks.
Yeah, I got that now. I'm gonna guess Carlton Fisk is my actual guess.
Fucking Christ, yes.
Yeah,
Well-
boy.
Well done. I was going to say catcher in the National League, and then I was like, oh, wait, that's probably Johnny Bench. I bet the American League's tougher, and I completely forgot about Carlton Fisk.
Yeah, boy.
1978 starting catcher for the Nats. Not Johnny Bench. Something named Ken Simmons. Who the fuck is that?
What?
All right, I'm ending this because I can't hear any of you. So it's been a good show.
Shattenkirk, we got a fight coming up Saturday. Got lots of fights. People are going to fight. UFC 200. Cormier, John Jones. Cormier is going to get his ass kicked again. You get Brock Lesnar. He's going to fight a man. The man's name is Mark Hunt. Misha Tate, Amanda Nunes, Aldo and Edgar, Cain Velasquez, Travis Brown. Is this where would you put this as far as the best main show cards?
Pretty damn high. The main card is obviously stacked. The prelim card free on Fox is probably the best prelim card Fox has ever done as far as name-wise. Hendricks, Dillashaw, Cut, Kevin Gass, hardcore fan.
Cutting out a little bit there.
Prelim card on Fight Pass, more big names, but as far as main card goes, I'd say it's probably in the top 5 maybe as far as being stacked cards in the whole time.
John Jones beats Cormier.
John Jones beats Cormier. I hope John Jones stops Cormier, which I think is a pretty good chance he will.
Tate and Nunes. This seems like an odd fight. I don't know, Tate. I don't know where he'd go from here, I guess, but I think people can beat Tate, I guess. But does Amanda Nunes have much of a chance here?
Yeah, she's got a fighter's chance. Shape. I'd be mild surprised if she doesn't go up there and pretty well dominate. Anything can happen. I really didn't. And when Tate beat Holm, semi-surprised. That's career side. I'm supposed to have Holm on the way again. But if Tate wins, it's to wait until December, January, Madison Square Garden, potentially with Tate and Rousey, and then Jones have John Jones fight somebody too on that same card.
Brock Lesnar, Mark Hunt. I believe Mark Hunt is the favorite. If this is in Lesnar's prime, I think he wins. I'm very much looking forward to this, as I'm sure you are as well. I will say Brock Lesnar, he wins this fight.
I tend to agree. I obviously not having seen him in the cage for a while. Without, I think Brock gets it done one way or the other. He might be in some peril. He might be in some trouble in the first round. He is a small, relatively small underdog on just about every betting site right now. That might change the amount of the fight. Get in there, knock some of the rust off. If he survives the first round, I think he's golden. I mean, he could get caught. Obviously, Hunt's a knockout artist. But I think Lesnar ultimately takes him down and pretty well dominates. I hope to see it because I want to see. I don't want this to be a one-off thing. I don't want Mark to lose and to go away. I want the win to potentially get on a path for the big thing and have a division organization title.
You're cutting out there at the end. I would. If he wins, does he fight again?
If he wins, yes, he fights again.
UFC 200. And you got the deal in Sioux Falls coming up in about 10 days on a Wednesday. And you got a whole bunch of fights there, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just godforsaken the amount of fights here. So, and what are we doing here with this draft? We got a Raw SmackDown draft on the 17th, on a Tuesday. The 19th on a Tuesday. What are we doing here with the blog?
I think me and yours could go back and forth like we talked about a few weeks ago and have a little post probably sometime this week as far as what we think is going to happen, who's going where, and in what spot. All the big names are available. Should be interesting if you want to add some more commentary to it or thoughts about a particular pick, we can do that. I think just go through, if we each pick 10 guys, if we go more than that and just add why we think would be logical and potential future storyline. If you want to do something like that, see how it goes.
Charlie, how many years do you need to know if there was a bust in this draft? You know, football's 2, 3, 4 years. I mean, how do we know here? What if Dean Ambrose shits his pants away?
I think you have to wait until they die of a heart attack from massive amounts of steroids.
So
That's
about 5 years.
After they've all died, that's when you can accurately judge it.
I agree. Very good. Sports Lounge 176 in the books. The good audio edition right here. Good trivia. A fluid trivia question, which was changed many times. Next week we'll talk about the fights. And MLB All-Star Weekend will be upon us. Eamon, we'll send him to San Francisco to talk about the game in San Diego. So next week 177. And we'll see if Stackin is out of detox. Before then, you can look at his blog, Stackin at DraymondGreen.net. So for Schottenkirk, for Marcus, couldn't hear me all day. Charlie Hildebrand in the nice office, Boston Red Sox. Don't give up 21 runs today. See you next week inside the lounge.